Alright, YouTube, what's going on, guys? We're gonna be doing one of these tier list videos, alright? I've been doing BTD6 in the background, so we're gonna start with that. If we go through this fast enough, we might do another one to finish it off. Uh, I swear I'm not too much of a LARPer, okay? I just did a lot of the newer towers, like Desperado, Mermonkey, and especially the one that came out, like, what, 2 days ago? What is it, the Sky Warden? I don't have that much about, so I'm kind of gonna LARP a little bit, but let's just get straight into it, alright? Since I have BTD6 in the background. Alright, what are we gonna start with? We're gonna start with, okay, the Ultra Juggernaut, C. Okay. C, just because Ultra Jug is like, in my opinion, this like is like a solid tower for its price point and everything. It just doesn't do that well against later rounds. Like, this is kind of gonna be like kind of in general, not a lot of bossing, just because I don't do a lot of bossing, right? But mostly just like chimps or just like kind of just like the main game modes. Okay, Ultra Jug isn't bad. It's not great. Like middle of the pack. I suppose I should probably go through this. S obviously best of the best. A is good, really good, but not like really good, really good. Like not like perfect, like really good. B is above average, but not like super good, right? So like just good, right? C is average. D is like below average, and F is just like unusable, right? Unusable shit. All right, Plasma Monkey Fan Club. Okay. Also, want to specify, right? This is not definitive. I'm not like a pro. I don't play that much, right? I used to play a lot, but I don't play that much anymore. Um, I think Plasma Monkey Fan Club is pretty expensive. I also switch a lot between PlayStation and Steam, so it's kind of like, well, whatever. But anyway, Plasma Monkey Fan Club, C. Alright, C. Honestly, we can say B, right? I think it requires a little bit of like neurons to use, and that can make it a little challenging. So we'll put it up. How about above that? Okay, perfect. Crossbow Master, B. Alright, hear me out. For beginner, for an intermediate, has a lot of range, fast attacking, and does solid damage. Right, it falls off definitely in the later rounds, but pretty much anything up to round 80 will do great for you, and it'll still help you out in the 80s. Okay. Nothing more to say about that. Glaive Lord, S. Okay, I don't know. I don't know, dude. Glaive Lord, in my experience, I use it a lot. I've used it in a lot of my chase runs, including on some advanced maps, right? Glaive Lord, just like the glaives that spin around it are just so good. And the bonus Moab damage that it does, I'm not sure how much it does nowadays, but uh, it's just so good. You can't go wrong with using Glaive Lord. Alright, Permacharge, B. B, but hear me out. It's because I know if you use the ability with the monkey knowledge, it sees camo. But the thing about the glaive lord is the glaive see camo, right? Well, not see, but like they can hit camo. Permacharge doesn't have that. But otherwise, if you give that baby camo detection, that thing is strong, right? Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with that. Yeah. All right. Next, we got. What is this? This is Moab Domination, I believe is what it's called. It might be it's called something else. Maybe I am a LARPer. Uh, C. Okay. Or D. Yeah, D. We'll go D. High D. You could argue low C. Okay. I'll remind you, I need to play a lot more now because back like that pushback's really good. It just doesn't like do all that much damage from what I remember fully, but I could just be LARPing. Okay. You could argue C if you want, but I'm saying D. But that pushback is really good, but they're just better pushbacks. You know what I mean? Better slows, in my opinion. Balloon Crush. Okay, Balloon Crush is like a B. B, you could even say A. All right, it's one of the best. It like almost permastuns anything in the game if it can get a lock on it, right? Permastuns it, and yeah, anything other than a bad. Nothing more you can ask of a stun. Obviously, it's not practical. I feel like in like a chimps game or something, right? But if you're going like late game or something, it's like a necessity almost, right? So we're gonna put an A. It's above average. It's a great stun, right? Great stun. Okay. Moab Eliminator or Elimination, right? C. Okay. Its ability is fantastic, does tons of damage, right? But, but, its main attack also does pretty decent damage, but it's not like practical, right? It's not practical to use this in like any situation. I'd say even D below this one. Um, I guess maybe you could use it for a boss or like double HP Moabs or something, but there's just better options. Okay. Now this, I'm pretty sure it's gotten changes since the last time I've like geeked over the game. So I'm gonna say it's B, and you can correct me wrong, and maybe I am a LARPer, okay? Maybe I am a LARPer, okay? But the reason I'm putting it B, and it could be higher, I'm not sure, is because now the activates before the balloons leak. I'm pretty sure that's how it works now. Last time I like was into it, um, that didn't happen. You had to wait for the balloons leak, which is good, but also like if you're playing chimps, like actually matter of fact, by the time you get this, if a balloon leaks, there's probably a very fair chance you're gonna die, right? So it's not practical just to use it, right? But if it does activate the ability before a balloon leaks, it's good. Inferno Ring, it's hard for the tack shooters. I love me a good tack shooter, okay? Don't get me wrong, I love me a good tack shooter. Now, I don't know how to put this. Is definitely above Ultra Jug, and I'd say above this, right? Because the Meteor does like an absurd amount of damage. I'm pretty sure it's okay for bosses. I'm not gonna consider bosses too much because I'm low-key ass at bosses because I just can't get a farming strategy down. But anyway, right. I don't even argue. It's pretty good, but it's just kind of expensive for what it gives you. You know what? Let's put it B. Let's put it B. I think it's great. Super Maelstrom. It's a lot of C's, I think. C. Alright, C. I would say even high C. Has really good for balloons, right? And it's pretty great value for its price. Even the ability can shred some Moabs. Honestly, let's put a B. You know what? Okay. We might have to add in like a B minus. Whatever. But whatever. Alright, B. It can shred through things with the abilities. Once again, falls off in like the later rounds. 80 to like 140. Obviously, it'll fall off. With the Rams coming, and then they just have more health, and when stuff gets more health, it kind of falls off. Tax Zone. Oh, brother. Maybe I should get a B minus in here. Can I add one more? Okay, that's not what I meant to do. Can I add another one? How do I do this? Add a row below. Alright. Oh, I messed this up bad. B minus. Let me fix this real quick. Up, 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 up. Okay, B minus. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Alright, B minus. Alright, oh, tax zone. Okay. I remember when the game was like first out, like coming out. I want to say it was like first year and a half, maybe less than that, maybe a little more. The tax zone by default, if you bought it, could pop leads. At that time, tax zone was really good, right? Since then, it's kind of fallen off. It does really good boss damage and really like high thing, but really need to pair with like, speaking of like that, or whatever, right? You need to pair it with something a little stronger to really get that full value out of it, right? And I guess I don't, whatever. I'm surprised they don't have the Paragons on here. Whatever. Maybe I'll figure out something with the Paragons, but so we're just gonna put it B minus, okay? I think it's good. It's also decent for its price. I just think it's seen better days. It's definitely seen better days. I think we're actually gonna add one above this too. A C plus. I know this just kind of adds a lot, but a lot of nuance. But I think a lot of these, I just don't feel comfortable. They had these to start. If I'm being completely real, C plus. Yeah. Okay. So super brittle S, A maybe. I don't know. I don't use it a lot, but I know it's really good, especially in like bosses or popping high stuff. And it is something that I have in like one of my late grade runs. Like my highest round is like 3 30, I think, right? Not like super super high, but pretty good. Um, yeah, super brittle, huge damage buff, does okay damage. You know, nothing. It's overall great tower and a necessity if you're doing like a boss run, right? It'll do great in chimps for you, especially to help your other towers. Late game, it's perfect. You know, nothing to complain about there. Absolute zero. Um, yeah, this is me LARPing. I'm just gonna put C plus. Okay, it's like a little above average in my opinion. It can, you know, give your towers whatever. The ability is pretty decent, but since last time I used it or like fully used it, it's not like the best thing. It's not gonna be your best pick. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess you know the ability is pretty good, especially since I can, you know, freeze Moabs and stuff. You know what? Let's put a B, B minus. Okay. Icicle Impale, B. There's a B. It's above average. Um, if you pair, I guess maybe it's unfair. Pair any of the Ice Monkeys with Silas, they're obviously a lot better. Um, I some of my chimp strategies on like intermediate maps have been using Silas and Icicle Impales, and that's like beautiful strategy. Beautiful strategy. Not much more to say about that, so let's move on to we got the Balloon Solver. A. Okay. A because dude, those puddles are nasty. I think you know I'm gonna put it B just because the last time I used it, um, it was pretty good. I actually used it on that last YouTube video. It was pretty good. I think they nerfed the Moab damage just a little bit, but it was still shredding. It was still like easily carrying me through. You know, nothing to complain about there. All right, we got a Glue Storm. We're gonna rank just C. See, that extra damage it does globally is actually pretty good. So maybe we'll put it like C plus. But aside from the extra damage, the slow is not like that good. I mean, it helps slow down balloons, but if you're going for the slow, that's not the reason you have the Blue Stone, right? You're doing it for that extra damage, which is pretty helpful globally. I want to say B minus. I did not mean to move that, but we're just gonna stick with C plus. Super glue S. Hear me out. I think if you're gonna use a stun, super glue is the way to go. Okay, super glue does like it. I guess it does damage, but it's at least the last time I used it completely stuns, right? It's just so good. Super glue completely stuns. I mean that's it, right? I mean you could interchange these if you wanted to, right? It's not a definitive list or anything, but you can interchange these. But I think super glue's S. Okay, we got Blazing Sun. Now this might be me LARPing. I'm saying a good B. You could even say A. Okay, for how cheap it is, that thing shreds. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna say A. That thing shreds. Blazing Sun is so good. I'm gonna actually add another tier below this because I don't want to LARP. I have used Blazing Sun. I used it in my last video. It's the like carry you through mid game, and it's like super cheap. I think it's like 16k on hard, maybe like 17 or 18k, right? Just like the upgrade itself, right? But it shreds. It'll shred you through mid game. It'll help you late game. It's not gonna like carry you or anything through late game, but it shouldn't. It's a 16k tower for the price you have. Perfect. Such a good tower. Now the Golden Justice, A again. Okay, maybe this LARP, you know, maybe you could say like a B minus or a B plus or an A minus. But Golden Justice also, perfect. I haven't like used it on a lot of maps, but that super range ability can help, especially like on maps, you know, like you want to catch a stray balloon, or just simply do damage, right, before it like gets into the radius, right? That thing just shreds. It has so much pierce, right? It might have like near like infinite. Not entirely sure. I haven't used it like super late, but I've used it in some since I've gotten back into the game, right? And you can always use the ability in other towers. Oh, Golden Justice, good damage, great, amazing pierce, really good at range. Now, obviously, it has the downside where if you get really close to it, then it doesn't really, you know, it starts using it's like pistol, whatever. That's not that good, but otherwise, perfect tower. I have not used this one a lot, so we're gonna add a row below. You know what? No, fuck this row. Delete. Oh, flip. Okay, F. We're gonna put. Oh shit, it's gone. The shotgun one. We're gonna put B minus. It's been good when I've used it. It's been okay. We're gonna put it C plus. It's been okay. use it. It's not like the other Desperados, but it was all right. Oh, here it is. There it is. C plus. Right. It was like worth it, I'd say, but I wouldn't use it over. All right, Cripple Moab. Oh, this is hard. I don't use the military, the sniper monkeys outside of like stupid challenges. C plus. Um, it really decent stun. You know, we'll put it C plus. Really decent stun. Like I think it's like a good like borderline stun. I know like the balloons take extra damage when they're stunned and whatever, but I don't know. I haven't found super practical uses. Maybe I just need to use it a little more, right? But I think it's decent. It's a little above average, but I'm not. When I'm loading into a chimps game, I also haven't been that much expert, so maybe they use an expert maps, right? When I'm loading, I'm not using a cripple Moab, okay? Elite sniper. This might be an insane thing to say. I think B minus. Now military monkeys only. Great, and, it makes decent money. That elite targeting is nice. But if you're gonna get an army of these, it's not bad. Not like elite snipers, but like elite sniper and then like a bunch of bouncing bullets. First price, it's a great price point for what you get, right? No, I'm not gonna put it above that. We'll stick at C plus. No, it's pretty cheap though. Yeah, pretty cheap. It has lead popping power, camo. You know, it's overall not bad. And depending on your cross path or whatever, it will perform what more you need to do with it, whether it's more damage or faster firing, right? If balloons. I've actually, used it and enjoyed using it and didn't have any complaints about it, right? Obviously, it lacks a little bit of Moab popping power when you get the stronger blimps, but it's also like like a $14,000 tower somewhere in that price range. So it's like, what do you expect, right? Um, so yeah, we'll keep it B minus. Elite Defender, A. Elite Defender's nothing to complain about the Elite Defender. Obviously, you either choose if you want to do more group damage or more single target damage, but whatever way you go, it'll do that and it'll do it well for a pretty cheap price, right? It's what, like, I'm gonna say like 15, 16K nowadays, right? Right, top path you get that Moab popping power, and the middle path you get that balloon popping power. What more can you ask for, right? Um, Obviously really like mid game carry, right? But it also still do you pretty good, if you click that top path, right? Late game, or even the middle path because you have that grouped up balloons, right? So really great chimps, and overall it'll just be good. You know what I mean? Energizer. B. I think it's above average when you use it, right? If you're using it to do cooldown abilities and or decam or whatever, I'm gonna say B minus. Okay. When you use it for what you need, usually just cooldown ability cooldowns or whatever, right? It'll do good. Decamo is great. It does decent, like, decent damage to balloons, right? Um, It doesn't do that great Moab damage, but what can you expect, right? Okay, this is LARPing. I don't use first, or, You know what? I'm just gonna say this, B. Okay? B, and only because it's the 5th tier, first strike, right? Is that what it's called? Yeah, first strike. That's pretty good. First strike's pretty good, right? But when you do the stepping stone to do the thing where it damages the Moabs, that's like nice. But also like outside of that, first strike's good. But like it's not like doing the damage you want it to. You know what I mean? I think it's trying to be too much, but not enough. But it doesn't. It turns out not to be enough for what you need. So it's like, it's good. It's great. For it's amazing, right? But I'm just gonna send him B tier, right? Because it's like 35K. I don't know if I ever thought about using it for chimps, right? I'm just not a big fan of that. Looking at this list here, I might move this to F. Like maybe that's me LARPing. I might just move it to F. Okay, yeah, I think I will. Yep. I'm gonna talk about it. We're just gonna move it to F. Sub Commander. I think a Sub Commander army can do you good. All right, it can do you good. But we'll stick in B, above average. All right, we had some technical difficulties. Had some technical difficulties, but we're back. All right, carrier flagship. A. Oh God, I'm gonna get so much hate for this shit. A. All right, hear me out. Give that thing a MIB or a MIB, and get that thing with the grape. This thing shreds, right? All full map range, and when it gets close to it, it does great damage. All right, nothing more to say about it. I feel like it goes good. Also, that first part was 20 minutes, so we gotta lock in a little bit. All right. Second, right? And it's not a bad price. It's like 27k, I think, on hard, maybe even like just straight 30 flat, which it's gonna help you late game, whatever. And especially if you can get even just like camo detection on the thing, it'll do you wonders, right? All right, even like against DDTs in late game, it'll do you wonders, right? All right, we got Pirate Lord B. Okay, you know what? I remember this being a lot better, but the last couple times I used it, it just wasn't as good as I remembered. Maybe it's because I didn't have good spot for it or whatever. But honestly, we'll put even like B minus. That grapple is really good, but I remember like the damage being better. They must have nerfed it in between updates, when I don't look at the patch notes anymore. But we're just gonna stick at B minus. Grapple's really good. Damage is not as good as I remember. It's pretty good, decent like mid game, and it can tread. It's just not as good as I remembered. Okay, Trade Empire. Okay, I'm tempted to put a B. Now hear me out. Obviously in chimps you can't use it, but like boat farming is like one of the great farming strategies. And the Trade Empire itself, if you have a good boat farm, it's not a bad defense for a lot of the mid game too. So I'm gonna put it in B. Honestly, let's put an A next to this one. Right? Obviously you can't use it in chimps, so that brings it down. It's not like an S tier. You could say A or B. Okay, maybe even like a B plus, but we're not gonna add that because that's gonna take too much time. So we're just gonna put it there. It's great farming, especially if you can get a Trade Empire army up, right? But it's not gonna like, it's not a banana farm. Okay, that's all I gotta say. It's not meant to be though, right? Be like a hybrid, right? So for that, great hybrid, great tower. Okay, Sky Shredder, uh, B minus. You know what? We'll put it C plus. Okay, it's above average, but I've never been super impressed. It does some great damage. It's kind of trying to be a lot of things at once. That had the Moab missile, so it has Moab damage. It also is like tag zone, tag wide mat tag zone, right? And maybe I'm just shitter, whatever. I don't think it's that like it's the best thing in the world. It's not bad, but I'm not personally gonna. I've tried to use it. And I've tried to get good with it, and I'm just not a super big fan of it. So we're gonna put it in C plus. Sarbomba F. Okay. Sarbomba, the ability is pretty good, and I know there's been a 2-tower chimps with it, so maybe this is a bit harsh. But I've never, ever have used a Sarbomba for the sole exception of Paragon. I'm sorry, and maybe I'm just LARPing. Flying Fortress S. Okay, put it A. It's so expensive, right? It's so expensive. A. Um. Now listen here. I would put it S. It's just really expensive. It's a really great to get pops your flying for or your um the Goliath Doom ship, right? It's really good for getting pops. It's overall just great. It has great damage for its price, right? Um Great damage. It has map wide range. Obviously, we can get camo detection. Flying Fortress overall, when you get it, it's reliable 100% of the time, right? Obviously, to an extent, but it's reliable 100% of the time. You're not going to be disappointed with getting those Flying Fortress. It just is a little expensive, right? All right, Apache Prime, C. See, crazy putting it with these two, right? It really falls off when it comes to later. At least last time I was like really into the game. Falls off when it comes later, and you kind of just need to. I don't know. There's not much you can say about it. It just kind of falls off when it comes to later rounds, right? Especially how expensive it is. It's like 48k, I think nowadays. So, it's not. I'd say overall, it's average. It's not worth the purchase in like a champs game or anything. Special operations. Now people geek over this. I don't see like necessarily the hype over it, but I'm not really into it. The little marine does a lot. You can generate some money and lives with it, but really the carrying around feature is really good, especially. I guess even if you're in champs, you can't sell something. Maybe you want to move something, right? Pretty good. All right, and next we have this. We're gonna put it. I will put these both in B. Okay. Now hear me out on it. Comanche Commander, hasn't fully up, right? All the time. Really good. Um I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah. Has the two little planes up all the time. Overall, your price that you spend on it compared to especially like the Apache Prime, you're getting your money's worth. Right? You're not gonna be disappointed in it. Obviously it's not gonna do everything for you for I think it's like a 38k tower maybe somewhere in the 30k range, I believe. You're gonna get your money's worth, but you can't ask too much of it, right? That's what I'm saying. It's beats above average, but whatever. Um, Big Bomb, or what is it called? I don't know. Just because we're gonna put all the mortars here, and it's just because I'm a lazy sack of shit and I don't want to micro them. Simple as that. Ray of Doom, really expensive. Infinite Pierce, I'm pretty sure. But it has been buffed since the last, when the last time I played it, it was starting to get buffs, right? And it's worth it. I think it's going to do what you want, right? But it is kind of expensive. Same thing with Flying Fortress. Alright. Now we got the Mad. The Mad is like a great A tier, right? You're getting it from Moab popping power, and it's not going to disappoint you on that. Is it a jack of all trades? No. Right, it's gonna get you. It's great for bosses, great for any kind of Moabs you need to pop. Now, and it has the ability to kind of make up for the balloon popping power, but you're not gonna use it for just the balloon popping power, right? So later rounds, it's great, but you're not using it for balloons. This Dartling Gunner, B minus. It's above average. I'd say, nah, I'd call it average. I'll say C plus. A little above average, but you're not gonna catch anybody using it. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Archmage, we'll say B. Alright, Archmage has seen a lot better days, and it's also seen a lot worse days. Okay, I remember in the start of the game, Archmage was considered so good, and I'm pretty sure they nerfed it, and it wasn't that good anymore. And I think as of recent, it's been considered a lot better, especially since it doesn't block cider range, it decamos, right? It's like a jack of all trades kind of deal, right? You're not gonna be disappointed with it. It does decent Moab damage. It's above average. You're gonna get your money's worth out of it now. Especially on the hard maps, I'm thinking of Over the Brick or something, right? Or just a lot of line blocking ones. Archmage will be your guy for that, right? Nothing more to say about that. Let's move on. Wizard Lord Phoenix, S. I don't know. You could even move it high. To me, I'm gonna put it S. I use it in a lot of my chimps runs because that Phoenix that you spawn, that's permanent, that's really nice, and the ability also shreds, right? That permanent summon Phoenix is like a game changer, right? Just in general, right? Just in general, it's a game changer, right? And there's not much more to say. It's pretty expensive, right? But once you buy it, you're pretty much good all the way to 100, right? Obviously, it's not gonna solo or anything, right? But especially if obviously you're gonna have other towers like your hero or something, right? Boom, literally just chef's kiss. It's gonna help you carry you through the whole game. All right, I haven't used this in a while. I don't want to say it's bad, but the last time I used it was a great tower, right? It's a great tower. It doesn't do as much damage as you might like it to, but it's also not that expensive, so you can ask a lot of it. And also, if you don't have it in a good spot, it's not just a drop and play. If you don't have it in a good spot, you're doomed. You're doomed because it needs to get those pops in those radius, right? So, True Sun God. We're also gonna include the Vengeful True Sun God in this, obviously. A. Right, A or S. I don't know. The problem is, A, I'm a big full metal guy, right? Collect all the medals on a map. So that kind of gets your gauge for a lot of this, right? I'm not using this in chimps, but in the late game, guaranteed Vengeful True Sun God. Obviously, right? The Vengeful True Sun God's really good. It makes everything like dirt fucking cheap, right? With the support buff and stuff, right? And also just buffs your other towers, right? It does massive damage, right? True Sun God's nothing to sleep on either. And what I realized, the Sun Temple ain't even bad either, right? So that whole line is pretty good. Sun Avatar is great too, right? It's overall like it's like your best tower, right? It's a Paragon before Paragons, right? It's great. Anti-balloon, anti-balloon also A. It's expensive, right? But when you get it, it's gonna do. Yeah, we're gonna say B. You know what? Nothing against the anti-balloon, but when I'm thinking of A tier towers, all here, when you buy it, you know what you're getting, and it's solid on what it does, right? Anti-balloon. Don't get me wrong, it's still a beast. It's still an absolute beast. You know what? Oh, we're gonna put it back in A. Alright, we're gonna keep it in A. That ability is really good. It's also like the entire fucking map. And it does tons of damage. Anti-balloon's pretty good. Nothing more to say about that. Legend of the Night. Ugh. Just because I would put these in S, but I'm more of a chimps guy and I'm not never getting these in chimps, right? Never getting these in chimps. Legend of the Night. But when it comes to late game, obviously you're not gonna, if you have a Vengeful True Sun God, you're not gonna get the Legend of the Night, right? But Legend of the Night's still great, right? Especially the ability carries it kind of a lot. And obviously the damage and whatever is nothing to sleep on. But dude, that ability is really good. The one where it sucks in the Moabs before, or not, it will be bring Moabs, right? But it sucks in any balloon for a certain time, right? And it obviously has a cooldown, but any balloon no matter what, even a bad, right? You can't beat that. You just cannot beat that. You know what I mean? I would put an S, but I'm just a big chimps guy, and you're not gonna get in chimps. Fucking D. Okay, maybe I'm just a LARPer. Maybe I just don't get how to use it, right? But dude, I tried the Grandmaster Ninja. I think I tried on one of my videos recently, and it just wasn't good. It wasn't good. Doesn't have Mo or like it's literally balloon jitsu, but attacks really fast. That's all it is. You're spending $38,000, and like, don't get me wrong, it's not bad, right? But it's like pretty expensive for literally just that that attacks really fast. That's literally all it is, right? Nothing. It's not like, I don't know. It's just not never worth a buy in chimps or any game mode ever. You buy it because the idea sounds cooler, right? Nothing more to say about it. It's just not good. It's not worth the buy, right? All right. Grand Sabo B. I don't personally use it that much. Wait, what am I kidding? One of my advanced maps, Sunken Columns, I had Grand Sabo actually. Who am I kidding? Right? The Moab like damage, you know what I mean? That for when they're spawning, the slowdown's perfect. What, we're gonna put an S or A. Sorry, we're gonna put an A. Grand Sabo, boom. How do you make one tier 5 a D, and how do you make one an A? Right? Cheap. It's pretty cheap. Has a great slowdown ability. We'll put it even above this, right? Nothing. S. I'm gonna say S. And call me indecisive or whatever, but dude, it's practical to get, right? And it literally just buys you the extra time, like for a while too. So there's literally no reason not to buy it, right? If you got the money, buy it, right? Master Bomber, we're gonna put, honestly, it's not map wide anymore. Is what I found out. It's not map wide anymore. Um, at least I'm pretty sure. I could be LARPing, but it's not map wide anymore, so I'm gonna put that in B. Okay. Um, it's gonna destroy your Moabs. Not as fast as you probably like for the price point, but it'll destroy them, and it'll do it decently. All right, above average, right? It's better a LARPer than these two, right? Or yeah, sorry. It's better at it than these two, but it's not gonna like. We'll even put it B minus. Okay. Permabrew A. A, just because you're not gonna like. I just feel like you're not gonna get in chimps. I mean, you might on a beginner map, right? But other than that, you're not gonna like get it on chimps. I feel like, you know, the buff is insane, right? Obviously, elk buff is perfect, especially like on a. I'm just gonna say crossbow master, right? Obviously, it's not gonna happen very often, but like because it's permanent. That's a huge game changer. Um, there's not much to say about permabrew. It's really good, worth it. It's pretty expensive. Once again, that kind of brings it back a little bit, right? But it needs to be expensive because if it wasn't, wow. That's all I gotta say. Wow. This D. I'll even say F. Alright. No practical situation using this. Okay? Never see anybody use it. Now, obviously, unstable concoction is really good. I'm not gonna say it's not, right? But you pretty much not gonna use it for anything other than that, right? Enough said about that, okay? Blue Master Alchemist. I don't know. C. Middle of the tier. Obviously, it'll pop anything below a bad to a red balloon. That's great. You're just never gonna use it though, because it's like it doesn't happen every attack, right? It happens often, but not like every attack. You're just not gonna use it that often. S Storm. I don't want to LARP. I'm just gonna put it in B, right? I know it's expensive, right? But it's been drastically changed since I've played a lot, and I haven't used it that much to be able to be like, okay, sure. It wasn't bad when I like quit playing. I pretty much played a lot all the way up until the Mermonkey was released, and then I played with the Mermonkey, and I didn't like quit, but I was just, I don't know, I got busy, right? So I'm not gonna, do that. Spirit of the Forest, B. B. I think it's a lot better now than it has been before. So I'm gonna put it there. It has that map wide, whatever. And I don't know if it's a monkey knowledge that lets you explode it, but that's pretty decent, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, we'll keep that. Avatar of Wrath A. Obviously you get the stack up. Do wonders for, right? Avatar of Wrath is nothing to sleep on. You gotta keep that up because Avatar of Wrath is pretty good. Alright, so this is where my LARPing comes in. This is really B. I'm just gonna put them all in B. Um, I've used the final harmonic a decent amount. I have not used these other two a lot. I've used the final harmonic because it's a great stun. It's not like perfect in my opinion, but it's a great stun. These I have not used these, so I'm not gonna rank them. They came out like 2 days ago. I haven't even hopped on the game since then. I want to, but I haven't. Right? Okay. Moving on. Banana farmers. Okay. All S. All S. We'll put them A. Right? Obviously, no, we'll put them S. Right? I'm not gonna hold it back for this time for chimps, right? Because they're literally unobtainable. Like you cannot get them in chimps. Even if you could, they wouldn't do anything because you can't make money, right? But whenever you're using banana farms, perfect. Super mines, like an A. Well, we'll put it B. It's just so expensive. It's unrealistic to use, but if you end up using it, it's pretty good. Carpet of Spikes, A. There's nothing more to say about that. Carpet of Spikes is amazing. Right now, I'm pretty sure if you pair these two, since like the spikes are considered pierce, right? You can do some crazy strats. I've not tried it. I should, right? Spike, C plus. B. Okay. I'm pretty sure they nerfed perma spike. At least they did. I'm pretty sure like right before I quit playing a lot. They made it so the spikes don't last as long anymore, or they're just not as strong, or they just, whatever. And sorry about that. All right. For some reason, my headset keeps shutting off. I think it might be dead or something, but very close to dying. But perma spike, it's good. You know what I mean? It'll be worth picking up, but you're not gonna like be blown away by it anymore. You know what I mean? Not a bad price either. This you're never gonna use. D tier. Homeland Defense, obviously A. You could even say S, but we're gonna say A, not S. Gives a buff to every monkey in the thing, so nothing to complain about there. Huge buff. This also S, you can create insane farms with it, right? And if you're really into dart monkeys, you get a free dart monkey every round, whatever. Make more money in its radius. Nothing to complain about this. B, nothing to complain about there. Obviously it's plasma, and that's the only downside. You can't pop purple balloons with it. And also it's just, I don't know. I feel like I'm not going to use it that often, right? It can fall off a little bit, but if you could give that baby some buffs, she'll shred, alright? Ultra Boost, S, right? A, A, just to be fair to the super monkeys and like the Flying Fortress, A. Obviously you're not going to use it in chimps, right? But when you use it outside of chimps, oh my god. It's a necessity outside of chimps, right? Um, XXL trap, like a B minus. I'm gonna be generous, right? Really good for farming pots for the NG Paragon, right? But it's not practical. You're not gonna use it for probably most other things. I mean, it's got some good sucking up power. That sounds weird, right? But you're not gonna use it outside of that probably. All right, Beast Handler. So this is where I actually become a LARPer because I'm not a Beast Handler guy. C, C, C. You know what? B minus, B minus. I haven't used this one a lot, so I'm just gonna say it's average. These two I've used an okay amount. Remember when the Megalodon first came out? It was fucking busting. It would like pull down fucking bads up to a certain round, which was fucking ridiculous, right? And then the Gigantosaurus is just high damage, high pierce. The ability's pretty decent, right? You're gonna get your money's worth, okay? All right, Quincy, fucking C. Average hero, great start. Gwendolyn C. F. I don't know what more you want me to say. F. Obviously, if you pair with bomb shooters and mortars, he's got something good, but like you're never gonna use him outside of that. C. Oben's not that good. Churchill, I'm pretty sure is decent. B. Benjamin, B as well. Nothing too bad. Pat Fussy, D. I know he's got like the damage buff or whatever, but that only really affects high damage towers, and he doesn't do that much himself. You know what I mean? He's got the Moab grab, but it's just like a balloon chipper, but just like worse. Azili S. You're not gonna go wrong with Azili. The Moab X is just good in general, right? One of the best late game heroes, like literally the best late game hero, right? You're not gonna go wrong with that. All right, Adora A. Really great late game hero, really great damage, good abilities. You're just not gonna. And long armor light's great, you know what I mean? Sacrifice could be good. Also, I'm pretty sure a way you could delete towers, but in chimps, but obviously you're not gonna do that, right? But overall, just good. Etienne. I don't know if Etienne has received buffs since the last time I played, but I'd say he's like average. Okay. You could even say he's bad. Right? You could even say that. Sada, A. Not doing your best on expert maps, I don't think, right? That was kind of the consensus. But beginner maps, literally Sada and another tower, 2 tower chimps just over and over again. Nothing more to say. Or Sada carries pretty much your entire game, right? Especially if you're a beginner. Easy first pick hero. Brickle, C. Just average. I'd say maybe even like a D for that guy. Psy, A. Psy helped me get my first my first and only black border on an expert map. It was Dark Castle, so like it kind of doesn't matter, but Psy is just especially when you get like the Moab takedowns and stuff, and the Psionic Scream and stuff. Literally, just kind of like pushes you over the edge on good. Obviously, Geraldo S, right? S hero. Corvus S. This hero is like a fucking F. I don't know. Silas A. Danda Monkey A. You could even say S, but I haven't used Danda Monkey that much, or He-Man, whatever. Yeah. These we're gonna all put an F because fucking never used them. Yeah. there it is. BTD6 tier list. If you don't hate me, um, kill me if you want or whatever, right? But I hope you guys liked it. Comment on it. I'm not gonna do another tier list tonight just because this one took a lot longer than I thought I was going to. I realized we were talking too much in the beginning, but yeah, there it is. Obviously I'm not no pro, and this is definitely not a definitive tier list, even though I'll probably do some clickbait in the title. Um, I will say before we end it, I want to talk about a few things. I appreciate all the support on those Rick and Morty videos. I'm working on a video essay, like I said in the comments. Thanks to this guy for commenting both these comments. I appreciate your feedback, and I do look at all your comments. I like them. And I try to respond to them if there's something like feedback. If not, I just like it. Um, so I appreciate that. I appreciate all the support. We've also hit 84 subscribers, so yeah, I appreciate all the support. The goal is 100 by the end of the year. Let's see if we can get that done. All right. I'm gonna keep trying to upload. It might get a little crazy near the end of August because I'm starting college again, so that might get a little crazy. But I'm gonna still try to keep chugging it out. So, thanks for watching and be good.